see again. So, yeah. Hello all. Let's see if I'm recording right now. Yes, I am. Hey all. I know that some of you missed class yesterday, so I wanted to make this quick video to show you how to use the parenting feature that will help you use one object to move others. This is very useful in animation and in building objects or figures out of several objects. And this feature, we will use one object to move others. So let me show you how to do it really quick. So here I have my cube. I'm going to show my gizmo just to move it to the side, and then I'm going to add Shift A to add a UV sphere right here, and I'm going to link these two objects together, so if I move one of them, it will move the other one. So let me show you how. We usually use a relationship between these objects called the child-parent relationship. In real life, usually children follow their parents, so meaning when the parent moves, the child moves with them. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make the sphere as the parent and the cube is the child. The sequence of selecting should start with the child and then shift select the sphere, and then I will go and click on Control P, and this will open the parenting dialog, and here I'm going to use object, and that's it. And as you can see, there's a dotted line that connects the two objects. Now if I select my sphere and I rotate it, as you can see, it's rotating the cube with it. So this is the thing. If I want to unparent this object, I can simply go select the object and go to the properties and look for relations right here. And here the parent says sphere. I can simply delete this, or I can just come here and say Alt P and say clear parent, and that's it. Now if I move my sphere, it will not do anything. So let's use this and try to build something out of it. So I'm gonna delete both of these, and I'm gonna hit Shift A. I'm gonna add a cube. I'm gonna hit 1 to go to my front view, and I'm gonna scale this view on the Z-axis, so SZ, like so. And let's say that this is gonna be the concrete weight, or the floor of the crane that I'm gonna be building. Okay, going back, I'm gonna hit Shift A again, and I'm gonna add a cylinder, and I'm gonna bring this cylinder up. And as you can see, I'm working on the side view, and this is best because I will make sure that all of the objects that I'm adding are centered with each other. So I'm gonna scale this down, maybe like so, and then scale it on the Z-axis, make it like so, and then put it down like this. So not a big deal, just a cylinder centered on a cube. That's it. Okay, now I'm gonna add a sphere, a UV sphere. Here we go. I'm gonna click, right click on it, say shade smooth, just to make it look nicer. I'm gonna bring it up here. I'm gonna scale it down a bit, like so, and then put it down here. Tell you what, let's make this nicer. So I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna add Shift A. I'm gonna add a cylinder right here. I'm gonna rotate this on the X-axis, RX90. There we go. I'm gonna bring it up here and scale it down like so. Let me look at it from the top, how it looks like, and it looks nice. Okay, so right on center. Let's see how it looks like in, and there we go. Yeah, we're good. Okay, now I'm gonna duplicate this cylinder, Shift D Z, and bring it up right here. And I'm gonna select this cylinder and also do the same thing, Shift D Z. I'm duplicating it on the Z axis so I can make sure that it's all centered. I'm gonna click this one, Shift D Z, and bring it up here. And then I'm gonna use one more of these cylinders, so Shift D Z and bring it up right here. Okay, so let's see. Since the child follows the parents, then we will have to start from the last to the first. So I'm gonna select this cylinder here, and which is gonna work as a joint with this shaft here, and then hit Control P and Object, and then I'm gonna select this shaft and then shift select this cylinder and say Control P Object. So now, as you can see, this cylinder became the child of this shaft, and this shaft became the child of this cylinder. So I'm using shaft just to make a difference between the two, so never mind me. So I'm going to select this cylinder again and select this shaft and Control P and Object, and then the shaft, cylinder, Control P, Object, and then the cylinder, this one, and then shift the shaft, Control P and Object, and then I'm going to select this last one, shaft and box or cube, and Control P and Object. So let's see what's going to happen. So if I rotate this, as you can see now, it's rotating the upper, and if I want to do this, and so it's all working nice. Okay, sometime I don't want my joints to move on the wrong direction and mess up my design. So right now I want this one to rotate only on the y-axis. So I can go simply to the properties dialog right here, and where it says location, and you can see that in front of each of the axes there's a lock. So I'm just gonna lock the Z, lock the X, and only leave the Y. So now wherever I look, or however I look at the object, if I hit R, it will move or rotate only on the y-axis. I'm going to do the same thing for this one. So close or lock the X and the Z, and I'm gonna select this one here because sometimes I want to move this crane around itself. So it's going to be moving only on the Z-axis or rotating on the Z-axis. So I'm going to lock the other ones. So now if I move, as you can see, it's moving perfectly. Okay. Let's build something like a claw for this thing. So I'm going to add a Shift A. I'm going to bring a cube. I'm going to select this cube, bring it up here like so. And I'm gonna scale this on the z-axis a little bit, like so. I don't know, maybe like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna hit tab to go to edit mode, and I'm gonna go to wireframe mode, and then I'm gonna just play a little bit with this thing, make it look nice. So double A to deselect everything, C to select this part. I don't know, maybe I'll add a control R. I'll add a loop right here maybe, and another loop right here, and hit C again, select this part. Yeah, I don't know why I did this, so let's okay, control Z, 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 yeah, silly me. So control R, and here we go. I just selected this part, A, C, and just move this like so, which makes it look nice. I don't know, should I move this one here as well? Maybe. Nah, just leave it. Okay, it looks good. So let's worry about the pivot point here. So I'm going to hit A to select all, and then I'm going to move the whole object and try to center my pivot point right here. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so A, tab, and then I'm going to bring this back here. So if I'm going to rotate it now, as you can see, it's rotating perfectly as I want it to be. Okay, I'm gonna create the other claw by duplicating this guy. So Shift D Z, here it is, and then just RX 180, and there we go, and perfect. So now if I want to rotate this one, yeah, there we go. So this is how you use parenting to create something like a crane or an arm. So right now I need to parent these two claws to the joint. So I'm going to select them both, and then I'm going to shift select the cylinder here. So now the two claws will be the children of this cylinder. So Control P and hit object, and that's it. So now if I select this, for example, and move up, and as you can see, it's moving perfectly. I love it. So what do you think? I'm gonna make this a bit, oh, yeah. So when you parent objects to each other, whatever you do, as you can see, if I try to change the properties of any of the objects, it will change the properties of the children as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this shaft here and hit Alt P and clear parent, and this way I can change the size of this cube here, and as Z, make it a bit thinner, put it back, and then I'm gonna select the shaft and then parent it to the cube again. Okay, so this is how you do it. Now I can position my robotic arm however I want, and There we go. There we go. Nice. So let's see if I can make this arm pick up something. So I'm gonna add a sphere, Shift A. Here's a UV sphere. I'm gonna put it right here, position it here, right click, shade smooth, and put it here, which is great. And now I want my robotic arm to pick up this sphere. Let me scale it down a little bit, make it look nicer. Okay, I want my robotic arm to pick up this object. I can simply parent it to the arm, but I'm not going to be able to animate this. So the best way to do it is, let me just put this right here, like so. Yep, it looks great. So I'm going to select this ball or sphere, and I'm going to go to where it says add object constraints right here. I'm going to open this and look for relationships, child off. So I'm going to select child off, and here the dialog will ask me which object I want to parent my object to. So I'm going to select the eyedropper here and maybe select this object here. So now if I rotate, as you can see, it already carried the object with it. If I go back to the sphere and check the properties on the dialog of the constraints, I'll find that I have a slider here where it says influence, and here it says 1. If I drag this down, as you can see, it's letting go of the object, and the object is trying to go back to where it was. So this can be useful also when we want to move the object or animate the crane and make it look like it's carrying the object. How to do that? Let me see. Let me show you. I'm sorry. So here I'm gonna rotate the whole crane. First, let me select these two guys. I don't want them in the way. I'm gonna hit H to hide them. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit C to select my crane, all of it, and I'm gonna hit I to create a location rotation scale keyframe. I'm gonna move this to, let's say, 40 frames, and now let me try to make this get positioned right here. It's just a trial, it's nothing. Okay, and again I'm gonna select all of my crane guys right here and hit I location rotation scale. I'm gonna give it another, so let's see how this is moving. It's moving, and let's go maybe to 70, and then I'm gonna rotate this up and rotate this like so. And again I'm gonna select all of these and I location rotation scale. So right now it's moving. So what about the sphere? So what I'm going to do about the sphere is I'm going to go to the frame where it should start lifting. So this is frame 40. I'm going to go back only one frame. I'm going to select my ball here, and where it says influence 0, I'm just going to go here and click on this animate property circle. So just click it and it's turning yellow, meaning that we already have a keyframe. I'm going to move one frame forward. So this is frame 39. I'm going to move to frame 40 right here. And here I'm going to move the value up to all the weight up to 1 and then click again to create a keyframe. So let's see what's going to happen. So if I move my crane, nothing happens until I get to 40, and as you can see, it's lifted. Ta-da! Okay. So what I want you to do is to create a 30 seconds animation using the crane and any object that you want, maybe a cube or the sphere or something else, and create a scene where the crane acts like if it's alive. So let's say that it's jumping from one location to the other, and then it finds the ball or the sphere. It gets closer to it, sniff it, look at it, and then decides to carry it and throw it somewhere or take it with it, something like this. Be creative, be funny, and as I said, 30 seconds, that's all. And this is due after spring break. So take your time with it, play, and have fun. Thank you, guys.